exact, but it's usually pretty close, right? Coming right out of the camera. Hi, my name's Tom Alexander, and I'm a professional photographer here in Flagstaff for the last 32 years. Can't believe that. I specialize in all types of photography. I do commercial work, portraits, and my specialty really is fine art reproduction. I started out doing photography here in Flag in 1989 and have a degree in commercial photography from Northern Arizona University with a minor in business. I tend to deal with fantastic artists from all around the country. I got into photography early on. I was actually in high school, and a buddy of mine said, "Oh, take your yearbook, it's easy, you just walk around and take pictures." And I was actually planning on studying biology right up until the time I picked up a camera. And I really have enjoyed it all of my career. Like I said, we do all sorts of work, and kind of what we're talking about today is photographing artwork for reproduction. And by reproduction, I mean reproduction for artists. And so the artists come to me and bring me the original oil painting or watercolor painting or what have you, and we put it back on those exact type medias, so artists can't really tell the difference. I've actually had artists have to unframe some of their things so they can see which one's the print and which one's the original, which is the best compliment I can get. So I started out using film photography, so I would take the picture of a painting and photograph it on film, and then we would actually put filters behind the lens to adjust the colors. Well, as the digital age came along, things got a lot easier. I can go in and dial in specific color adjustments to specific colors, meaning if the reds need to be more red or more orange, I can do those fine adjustments on the computer much easier than I could in the camera. Also, the lenses and things have gotten so much sharper. It's just much easier to take a great photo of all sorts of paintings. I got into photography even when I was in high school. I started selling photos. I was doing studio shots of random things. Like the first photo I actually remember selling was just a lighting experiment with a chili pepper. And somebody's like, "I want to buy that. I'll give you $100 for it." And it was like, "Wait, you can make money at this?" And I was a little naive high school kid. And I've been selling pictures ever since. So my number one passion is I like to go out into the wild and photograph natural places, and usually places people don't usually go to. Yes, I love the Grand Canyon, but everybody has seen those pictures. I tend to go to places that are a little less traveled and a little less familiar. Probably one of my favorite photos is actually right over here. Let me grab it off the wall.
Go for it, go for it.
So this is one of my favorite photos. It's of Kachina Village wetlands, which is essentially what they're watering Forest Highlands Golf Course with these days, and giving water to Kachina Village and Mountain Air, places like that. But a lot of people have tried to copy this photo, but because of the way, well, due to our lack of water and because of the way the reeds have grown up around there, you really don't get these reflections like you used to. So it's again one of these one-of-a-kind places. But there's all sorts of wildlife out there. I've seen, up to 14 heron and osprey and eagles all living out of this tiny little pond out there. And because of that, I love this little spot. Plus, it's got my favorite mountains in it, the San Francisco Peaks, which is where I live. One of the last places I went to photograph was Bears Ears, and that place is fantastic. Don't tell anybody, it's a secret. I always plan out where we're going. I usually travel with somebody, another photographer friend or what have you, and I like going to these places, and then we'll, okay, let's go here on the first day and here on the second day. And sometimes that's what happens, but sometimes you get so involved in whatever the first place was that you don't make it to the second place till the third day. I'm always excited when I go out there and am photographing in these places that I usually barely sleep the night before, because I'm making sure I have all the right stuff and we'll be there at the right time and making sure the lighting will be right for when we're there. There's a lot of planning that goes into it. But there's also an element of surprise, because you get there and it's, oh, there's a tree there that I didn't plan on, or something that has changed what I was expecting. One of the things I really like about my business and what has made me so successful is the great artists that I get to work with. They're all relatively famous or almost famous. They're the ones that bring me the great artwork that demand the great use of my technical skills to reproduce their art in the way that they want. All the way down to bringing me fancy gold leaf paintings that need to look like gold, even though they're just printed with 12 color inks. We can make that happen, whether it's on watercolor paper or canvas or what have you. I am one of the Canson Infinity custom paper printers in the US. Apparently I'm number 57, but there aren't many of us in the country. But the nice part is it allows the customers to come in and look at all sorts of fancy papers, whether they're watercolor or canvas. And we have smooth paper and textured paper and heavier paper and thinner paper and rice paper. We can get you whatever you want, and they make the best of the best. They've been around for hundreds of years, and most of their papers are still made in France, and that's all they do. And a lot of times when my artist clients bring me clients, it's on Canson paper, so it's nice to be able to reproduce it on Canson paper so it looks exactly like the original. The ink and paper are very important. The ink in the Canon printers is all archival, and as is the paper. The paper is archival. So with the combination of the two, depending on the paper, they're saying it should last between 80 to 100 years. And that's what I want for my clients. I have clients that have taken things other places to get printed, and you can put them on the dash of your car and see them disappear in a week. I do all sorts of commercial work, meaning product photography. We've done cosmetic lines, and Canyon Coolers is one of my clients. And so we photograph all sorts of different types of products. We even do some products that are going in magazines and online catalogs for things. I also do artwork reproduction, as discussed, with canvas or watercolor or fine art paper or even photo paper reproductions. So I photograph the original painting, and whatever size it is, I make it that again so we can reproduce them, so people have a new original. It's new because it's a reproduction, but everyone is different, and then they get repainted and remarqued, I've heard it called, and then Don's put in a little Route 66 down here to
change the vegetation around.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Added lizards and a motorcycle.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's beautiful.
So then I photograph it with tungsten lights, which is, I've put in a special color balance in the camera specific to these lights. So it requires less color correction. It's not always exact, but it's usually pretty close, right? Coming right out of the camera. And then I use these daylight bulbs, which allows me to see the accurate color of the painting, and then I match it to my color matched monitors. So what I see is what we're going to get when we print. People are always like, why'd you paint the walls gray? Well, if you have too much color, it reflects the color, which then affects what you see. Then I have to make sure that everything is straight and square, so we're getting the accurate edges of the painting. You don't want anything skewed or reflected. And then we can go in and like reds in particular tend to come up a little bit hot, so I can go in and either turn the saturation down or turn the lightness down just a little bit to get those colors just the way we want them. I also do portraits, family or individuals. We do a lot of headshots. The way my studio is set up, we have it set up specifically for doing art reproductions on one end and portraits on the other, which is very convenient to have in one place. We have specialty lighting in the studio. We have specialty monitors for viewing the art. So what we see on the monitor is the way it actually prints on the paper. I use high-end monitors that are color calibrated. So what we see is what we get on these fantastic machines. As you can tell, I'm a big Canon fan. I shoot Canon cameras and Canon printers, and that makes everybody happy.
Is there like a model that's like on your wish list? Like, is there like a better printer out there that you would like?
They actually just came out with a new version of this one, and I would buy that one, but this one still works great, and I suspect we'll be together another. My last one lasted me almost 10 years, so this one's only 3 years old.
Okay, so you hear that, Canon? Hook them up with a new printer.
That's right. Canon all the way.
Canon all the way.
As far as future goals, I think one of my goals is to narrow down the business a little bit more and really work with specialty clients, people that really want to get serious about their portfolios and their fine art reproductions. Right now we're updating the website, which will allow for me to sell my clients' work for them off of my website. And that way I can handle all of the fulfillment directly for them, which is just one more service that we offer. I have the best clients. I love working with my clients because they're all special to me. Most of my clients have been around for, somewhere between 20 and 30 years. And it's nice to see them, say once a month, to come in and see what their latest project is and get caught up on what they're working on. It's what makes my job fun, and every day is different because of all the things that I do. In 2023, I was fortunate enough to do a trip to Africa, which allowed us to get really close to a lot of exotic animals. We've seen all the big five in one day, but we had 11 days of safari on that trip. And I would love to go back to Africa, but I also would love to, I want to do some real photos deeply involving all the states in the US at some point, which is a future bucket list for me. And we can split the difference here.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, that looks great.
That looks better. That way the trees are still popping, and then I go through and look at all the details, make sure everything's nice and sharp. There isn't any sensor spots or... All right, and I've got in the profiles and the type of paper, and away it goes.
Sweet. So do you have the paper already pre-rolled in there, like different types of paper already?
Yeah, and you can actually run up to 2 different types of paper, not simultaneously, but you can have 2 loaded in the machine at one time, depending on if you have a second spindle on there or not. It doesn't come with one, but you can add one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's coming to life.
You can also load it with sheets. Like, so if somebody came in for a passport, I can shoot a 8x10 piece of paper in there while the roll is loaded at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
That should be enough for you, then you can decide to mat it or not.
Mm-hmm. And for the viewers out there, what's matting?
matting would be what goes around the frame. So normally if you could put something, I don't have a framed picture here, like this up here. The matting is the white part around the frame. So you can have the picture with a mat, or I can leave the border on and then you can put that directly in the frame, and then the artist can sign it or whatever they want to do.
Nice. Yes, I'll definitely be wanting to sign this one.
There it is.
That looks amazing. I don't think a camera will be able to capture its full glory unless you see it in real life.
That's right. I think that's true with a lot of things, but
That's so awesome.
yeah, you did a nice job.
Thank you.
And this is a good size so you can see all that. I think
Yeah.
you missed that when it's smaller.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much, Tom.
Absolutely.
This is awesome, man. You know, the lucky viewer that ordered this I'm jealous of them that they get to have one of these too. As far as for payments and everything, what type of payments do you take?
I pretty much take them all. We do PayPal and Visa, MasterCard, you name it.
Sweet.
So you can find me at Tom Alexander Photography, 1600 West University Avenue, Suite 213, Flagstaff, Arizona, 86001, and phone number 928-526-3355, or TomAlexanderPhotography.com.